Welcome to the Recipe Entertainment Podcast. I am your host, Red. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about on this episode is none other than the game that I just streamed for 5.5 hours, got through 9 levels of it, and enjoyed every second of it. Doom: The Dark Ages. So, here's what happened since that live stream on Monday. I went through the whole game again on Ultraviolence. You might have saw that I put up a PC specific video, just the first level of the game on Ultraviolence. But in the profile that you saw me playing on the stream, I haven't pushed the story forward because I want to stream that and, we'll see that all in real time together. But I did go back through all the levels. I 100%ed all of them on Ultraviolence. So I found every secret in all of them. Didn't use no player's guide or anything like that because, everything is on the map basically. And yeah, figuring stuff out was definitely time consuming. So I streamed the game for 5.5 hours. I just looked before starting this recording. So at the time of this recording, I've already played the game for 16 hours. So yeah, I just put in 10 hours, 100% of the levels, and going through them again on Ultraviolence. But it wasn't just that. I actually went through the first 2 levels again on Nightmare now to see how that was. And yeah, breeze through those. So I'm thinking on the next stream when I start it, I might just continue on Nightmare. Not even Ultraviolence. But if anything, I'll just go to Ultraviolence. But yeah, the point is, it's good. It's real good. This game. I love this game. Like, legit, right now while I'm talking, I want to be playing it. And I was like, you know what? It's Friday. Podcast day for, early access. Let me get on that right now. Because if I play, I'm just going to play for 5 hours again. And I ain't going to do no podcast. I'm just play. You know what I mean? So I said, let me do this podcast. But I wanted to talk about it because I can't stop playing this game. Like, even, like at all times. Like, I've barely played even Fortnite. Like, usually I'm playing a lot of Fortnite and something else. Right now, I'm just playing Doom. And Doom. And I went on Fortnite, played 2 matches, lost the first one, won the second one. Once I won that second match, I was all right, good enough. Got off. Went right back. And that's when I started doing the Nightmare stuff. Even though I was like, damn, I already 100% of everything. Went through the game again, twice. What else can I really do, unless I push the story for it? I'm not going to do that till I stream. And I was like, well, there's always Nightmare to try, see how that is. And then I did that. And I was like, yeah, the first 2 levels were a breeze. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, don't get it twisted. I had to use sigils. You know what I'm saying? Like, you definitely, they definitely fire on you a lot more, the enemies. But, and getting, even nipped by projectiles hurts a lot. But it still didn't feel cheap. It felt right. It felt good. It felt balanced. And the crazy part was that I played it on Nightmare again, literally right before recording this. I played it again. I was like, because I'm about to talk about this game, but let me just see. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a new day. I don't know how I'm going to feel today. So I go and I'm like, was that really Nightmare? Because, you saw me start the game. I started on Hurt Me Plenty. So it always says Hurt Me Plenty on the profile. But then when you go into the level, you can switch it to, Ultraviolence and Nightmare. And that's what I was doing. So I'm like, I don't know if it really counts. I don't know if it's really giving me the real Nightmare experience. So let me see. And I started a whole new, on the second profile, I started a whole new game on Nightmare. And it says Nightmare there now when you see like the first level completed. So I completed the first level. And what I realized was, because it didn't dawn on me until I started the game, but when I was playing through the game on Ultraviolence, from level 1 all the way up to level 9, I was playing with everything that I already had from level 9. So when I'm going in 100% in the levels, I have all the weapons I have. I'm blasting through everything with, all the later weapons. So all these light enemies that I'm fighting in the first few levels, they light work. So the game just felt easy on Nightmare. And I mean, on Ultraviolence, right? And even Nightmare when I played the levels on the first 2 on Nightmare. And that was crazy, you know what I'm saying? But what was cool was when I was getting all the gold that I was missing and finding all the little secret areas from the regular, playing through the levels, I could use that. So I actually am more upgraded than what you saw in the stream because I did upgrade myself. As I was playing through, I was like, oh, because I'm finding, the statues where you can upgrade. And I'm like, well, I had like 400 gold coins. I was like, yeah, well, let me upgrade. Then I had the red gems. Let me upgrade. So when I stream again, yes, the Slayer is going to be a lot more upgraded than he was when I ended the last stream, because that I did do. So in that way, I did push, I guess, the game a bit forward in me upgrading a lot of my skill trees and things like that. But yeah, so that's the experience that I've had with Doom: The Dark Ages when it comes to streaming it and what I've done since that stream. Now understand, I love this game, and I know that I've said this already, and you know that I love 2016, and I beat that game multiple times from on Switch to PC to Xbox. I beat that on Ultra Violence, which is a setting that I never beat any of the other Doom games in, and then Doom Eternal, I absolutely love, and I can't wait to go back to Doom Eternal one day and try that game on a harder difficulty, because I think that game on a harder difficulty is just crazy, because the regular, Hurt Me Plenty is, to me, good enough. And that game is just amazing. Like, I love the dynamic of that game. Obviously, I love the physical nature of the glory kills. You would see him use his blade, the Slayer, and put it through an enemy's head, or break an enemy's jaw, snap a neck, rip out a spine. He did all those crazy things, and it was always cool because it was so fast and it was within the gameplay. The fact that they did that and didn't stop the game and make it feel like, oh my god, these slow animations. Like, even though there was a rune that you could get in Eternal and make it go even faster, and I did use it because you could just move faster, it still showed that you can still do that and keep the game feeling 1000% at a high pace. And y'all know I've said this before, Doom is my favorite Bayonetta-like game, Devil May Cry game, because it is in that genre. It's an action game where a room will get closed off, you got to defeat everything in the enemy and then move on. And you got a bunch of moves just like Bayonetta, just like, Dante, but it's, a lot of weaponry and things like that. And yeah, you got the physical stuff. Again, Dante does the same thing. Bayonetta does the same thing. They got, punches and kicks. So again, when I think that comparison is a very, very real, genuine, honest to God comparison. They definitely in the same genre, just different camera perspectives. Doom: The Dark Ages is my favorite game in that genre. Now, Doom: The Dark Ages now is my favorite Doom game. Doom: The Dark Ages now, I'm just wondering where it sits as in terms of my favorite games of all time. I've only played the first 9 levels. Understand this. This isn't a full review. This is just from what I've played on normal, hard, and very hard, I guess. You know what I'm saying? From normal, ultraviolence to nightmare. I've experienced a lot of this game. And the mechanics, the weightiness of the character, the response between you and the AI, the oncoming attacks, the fact that it feels like a bullet hell shooter that's also a first-person shooter, that's also a straight-up brawling action game. Because there's sections in the game where you go full stretches and you're just like punch, 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 big boot, shield bash, throw shield comes back, zoom back in and again with the shield, bam, and then again punch, punch, punch. Understand, you did all that before ever shooting a shot, like a long stretch without ever just busting your gun. That's crazy to me. Like, that they pulled this off. And I remember before the game came out, thinking, damn, but I really love the glory system, that they have in Eternal and they had in 2016 with the animations. I'm like, I don't know if you just, swinging at the air. Well, it's not at the air, it's at the enemies, but, it's like you swinging at the air, basically first person, and the enemies just bursting into, physic-based just meat chunks. I don't know if that's going to hit the same way. I don't know. Looking at the game and playing the game is two different things. But now, even looking at it now, it's just like, this is it. This is the epitome of this IP's game design. In the same way Mario Odyssey felt for me with a 3D platform. This is that for the action genre, for first-person shooting games. I know it's not exactly first, but you're not sitting there sniping and all that. And well, in Eternal, you're doing a lot of sniping. But obviously, it's like a hybrid of all of these different genres. But it still has platforming in there. You still got your wall climbing. You still got it's obviously different from in Eternal. Eternal is far more of a platformer, and I like that about it a lot. You know, because it feels like a lot like a Prime game in many ways. And this, you have exploration within the worlds, but they're these specific areas. Now, granted, you could just say each level, the in between is an elevator ride to the next section like a Prime game, and then there's puzzles there. Well, not, I mean, not puzzles. Puzzles, I feel like there are puzzles within the actual gameplay, which in the actual give and take of it all, definitely. There's strategy there because there's enemies that now I could take out mad fast because I have my little strategic thing. And look, while you could brute force your game with just two weapons, I would say don't play like that. Don't just brute force the game with two weapons. Like, use the catalog. It's there for a reason. And for different enemies, yeah, yo, you could take an enemy out, and I'm talking on Nightmare. You thinking, oh yeah, this is gonna be a challenge. No, when you mix it like this with that, that's a wrap. And I'm talking seconds, like quick, and that is very crucial when they throwing so many enemies at you and different things are flying your way, projectiles, enemies rolling at you. Like, there's a lot going on. You got your greens coming at you, your reds coming at you. You could block the red, but only so many times. You gotta usually jump out the way, and then the green, you want to reflect that. So you hoping that you didn't throw your shield out right when green is right in front of you, because then it's like, damn, So it's a lot of it's a puzzle within the actual game. But then the exploration and finding stuff, it is puzzly because it's like the map will show you stuff and you're like, yeah, I see it right there. Now I'm looking around for 10 minutes and I don't know where this thing is at. And then you look and go, wait, there's a hole in the wall right there. Oh wait, there's this knob in the secret area that I came through, and I was like, oh, there was nothing there. No, to your right is a little knob. You move that, fire goes out. Now you can access this area. Bam, secret completed. You know what I'm saying? I think that was in the second level, if I'm not mistaken. And that one took me a little minute to figure out. Now I just didn't spot the valve to turn off the fire. So, like, little things like that, it just adds this layer to the game. And then everything that you get, from the gold to the sigils, is very important. To finding the little creatures, to 100 creatures, the little amiibos of the creatures in the games is super important too. To 100%. And so it's all fun, good stuff. Some stuff you find doesn't really matter, but like that, cool. You get to see it, but you get to see the 3D concept of it also in the menu. So if you want to see that kind of stuff, it does matter, but it doesn't matter to your game like that. But the gold and everything, yeah, it matters to your game because you upgrade yourself. You get new gameplay from that. So exploring is key to this game. Somebody who just runs through the game, again, brute force is the game, only experienced it with 2 items, played it on easy. You're not experiencing this game to its highest potential. And I'm not one who sits here and be like, yeah, play games on hard. Y'all know me. That's not my thing. But this is one of those games where when you play it, you test yourself and you like, all right, I'm way better now. And then you put that difficulty up. And then when you beat the level and you're like, yo, that was kind of light, you realize just how good you are. Yeah, it adds a level to the game, which makes it feel fun. And there's no rewards that I know of for completing the game, on these higher difficulties. Oh no, I think there's like a gold armor, but that's for like the difficulties where when you don't die at all, like, yeah, I ain't doing all that. You know what I mean? Like, no, I mean, if you die once, it's over. Like, you got to start the whole game over. Like, there's those difficulties. Yeah, I don't count those. Those are for the sickos. I respect them. Enjoy yourself. I ain't with it. You know what I mean? I'm not that much of a sicko to do it. But from Ultra Violence to Nightmare, I think those are very good sweet spots for the, gamer who plays first-person shooters a lot. I don't know how this will hit for a lot of people who don't play first-person shooter or people who get motion sickness from first-person shooters, because while the game doesn't feel like it has a lot of verticality and like you're not shooting up at stuff too much, things aren't coming from the sky too much, it feels in this game, compared to the other games. But again, I'm only 9 levels in. That's not even half the game. So I'm getting close to the halfway mark, but I'm not even there yet. So we'll see what happens later. But I'm just talking from up to level 9. Yeah, you get a lot of straightforward action, not a lot of verticality, but you are climbing stuff. You are going up and fighting people up here, and then going to the lower levels, fighting people down there. So there still is a verticality to the game. It doesn't feel flat like Old Doom, but it does feel flat in respect to Old Doom when you're playing. And it all works. Like, it's a masterful job. It really is. And I'm telling you right now, this right now sits as my game of the year. For me personally, this is my game of the year. I don't care what nobody else thinks of this game. what I've played in this game so far, it's a masterpiece. It's perfect. It doesn't have a single flaw. Anything that I would change about it, I love it. I've gone through the stages multiple times now, and every time I do, and I think, oh yeah, I'm gonna be tired of it. It's too much. Mad fun. You know what stage I thought? Oh no, I'm gonna regret playing this stage. You saw it during the stream. It was the most open stage I played so far. That had, I mean, it was an open world with different fights everywhere, enemies everywhere. I went through that one again on Ultraviolence. I haven't done that one on Nightmare yet. I'm scared. But on Ultraviolence, I wiped the floor with that level. I didn't use a sigil or nothing. I cleaned that level out, 100% of it, and 100% of it was super fun. Finding all the secrets, I was like, yo, where's this at? Where's that at? Figuring it out, and it felt like now I'm playing Metroid. This is cool. And I'm just running around the level. Everything is wiped. There ain't nothing here. No threats, because I cleaned everything out, and it just made it super fun. Like, I was like, now I'm just exploring in this game, and I'm forgetting that this is a game that's supposed to be horror and everything. And I remember when I first played 2016, I played that game so scared. You know what I'm saying? Eternal, I played that shit like, I'm the dude who beat 2016 on Ultraviolence now, who beat it on Switch, PC, and then Xbox. Like, that's light work for me. You know what I'm saying? A Doom IP. This is what I do now. I am the Slayer. And this one, the feeling like a god, feeling super strong, I don't think no game makes me feel like that more than this game. Like, I just felt like a beast. And I think during my whole live stream, I was just saying that, like, yo, the way it feels, damn, the weight to it, damn, you just feel like, I don't go into rooms in this game scared, because the game sold you and I'm enjoying the story, by the way. I'm really enjoying what the story is doing right now. But it sold you like, you're the Slayer, they got you under control, they send you out in this Hammer of Dawn like fashion and if you play Gears of War, you know what the Hammer of Dawn means to the series. You know what I'm saying? It's the thing that you was trying to get to work again so that it can help you against the war, against the locusts and all that. You know what I mean? So it was a big deal. So when you see him come down like that, and then you see that helicopter shot with the light, and it goes him, and then the key art hits, Doom the Dark Ages, and then bam, gameplay. You think I felt weak? You basically made it seem like everything there is scared of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the demon. I'm the Slayer. I'm the monster. I'm the Art the Clown, the Michael Myers, the Jason, the Freddy Krueger of this story. I'm their final destination. And that's the way I feel 100% playing this game. I'm getting hyped just talking about it. This game just makes me feel like an absolute beast. Like, yeah, nothing can fuck with me. This is the first time where I feel like, I used to always say, like, yeah, nah, Samus got it easily. You know what I mean? And I think Samus still, with her full skill set and everything she did in Dread, she still got it. Let's be clear. What I'm getting at is this Slayer is the one that I feel like, yeah, now it's a true fight. Like, you're going to have to go full Metroid. You know what I'm saying, Samus? Like you did at the end of Dread to compete with this guy. But the point is, she could do that. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, this guy is like a deity. And Samus is just what she is. This fight, him with the shield, her with all her abilities, her maxed out. This is a fight. Master Chief, stay out of this. You have no place here, all right? No place here. Sorry. You got to move out the way. And this is something that I want to say real quick. I bring up Master Chief on purpose. Doom the Dark Ages, Doom Eternal, Doom 2016, like we've called it. This new Doom trilogy, which is to me the best Doom has ever been. This is the best Doom gameplay, the best Doom directions, the coolest Doom stories, narrative, all of that good stuff. This is peak Doom, peak video gaming to me. Doom 2016, when I go back and play that, I still like the game because it is a good game. And when you get into it and you're going through it, I'm playing this one right now. You get comfortable with it, and this is what it is. Cool. But Eternal always exists in my head. And Eternal is everything 2016 is, way better, with the tit for tat to get your health and get your. I love all of that. Like to me, that was 10 out of 10. The color that they added to the game, I love that. When people say, "Oh, I like the dark color of the original," I was like, "Yeah, that still felt like kind of 360 era-ish, early Unreal Engine to me." Color is good. Doom is a game that I relate color to, from the enemies being color coded to the keys and everything. So when it became more colorful, I was like, yeah. And then the gameplay that they added, from you having your swords and your hammer and the connection you had to the AI in the game, because you could grab onto them and rip them apart, all this crazy stuff you could do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just upped it from 2016, but it still felt very much like 2016, but like 2016 on shrooms. Like, it's just crazy. And then this game happens, and this game doesn't feel like Doom Eternal, and it doesn't feel like 2016. While it feels like those games and like the successor to those games, even though it's a prequel, it also feels like a completely brand new game. It's like I could play Mario Galaxy, Mario 64, hell, even Sunshine, 3D World, Bowser's Fury. And I could feel the lineage of Mario evolution in 3D games within those games. And you can see where they shifted. All right, we're going to do this now with 3D World, which I love. You know what I'm saying? It's different from the other ones, but I love that they did that. This 2D, 3D style game. Right? So you feel, it's like, yeah, I could feel the essence of all these games. Then there's Odyssey. And it just stands out like a sore thumb, because it's like, yeah, your hat is a platform, so now you could platform with that. But then every character, now you basically Kirby in it. You could take that, so you could play as a Hammer Bro, as a Goomba, as this, as that. You could swim on lava. So then the game just felt like, yeah, it is a 3D Mario platformer. But this shit is in another league. Like, when I went back after Odyssey, because I was like, yeah, Odyssey was great. I loved it. I think it's a 10 out of 10 game. But I think I still got Galaxy over it. When I went back and I played Galaxy 1, Galaxy 2, when I played Sunshine a little bit, and Mario 64, and then I played through all of 3D World and Bowser's Fury, I was like, yeah. And then I went back and played Odyssey again. I was like, yeah, it ain't even close. In my mind, yeah, there's things that I love. There's sounds and music and themes and settings, and yeah, I like this about Odyssey and that. And that. Yeah, there's things that all of them do better than the other ones, and things that I like better here and there and that. Da, da, da. But overall, Odyssey is just the best platforming game ever made to me. And that's 3D. 2D, that's Tropical Freeze. This right here, Doom the Dark Ages, is what Odyssey is for the Doom series. And by that I mean it is literally everything you love, but then it's more than what you ever thought you wanted or needed. I didn't think Doomslayer needed a shield. I didn't need Captain America Slayer, but lo and behold, I don't ever want to play with non-Captain America Slayer. Like, I thought I was like, yo, man, I'm gonna miss my Predator shoulder cannon. Yo, Predator is amazing, and I loved it for all those other games. But we now Captain, all right, and it's amazing. The shield is amazing. Seeing a dude from a mile away and then locking on and then zoo with your shield and bashing him in the face, and everything around you just splashing into. Come on, bro. It just doesn't compare. Like, this game is just different from Eternal and different from 2016. They're different from each other. And I know now I'm circling back to Master Chief. I've said this for years, but when I played through the Halo series, now granted, I played 2 when it came out originally, but then I played in the Master Chief collection all the rest. You know what I'm saying? I played 2 and basically 2 in real time when it launched, and Infinite in real time when it launched. 5 like 2 years later, and 4 again. 1, 3, ODST and all that, like all the other ones, right? Except for the RTS ones, Wars, Halo Wars games. I played all the other ones within the Master Chief Collection, is my point. And when I finished playing that, I fell in love with this IP. I fell in love with these characters, from the Arbiter to wondering what happened to the Didact, only to find out, oh, nah, he died in the book. I'm like, what the fuck? That's ridiculous. But I love the Didact. I love that whole thing. Remember the pulsating through the ship and everything, you going through it. It was epic. I loved Halo 4, like, for real. Like, I love all the Halo. I think they're all great games, all of them, every single one. Playing them, multiplayer, everything. The fact that you can do that makes them even better. They're great games. But when I was done with it, after all of that and taking everything in and loving the series and watching, theories and actually breakdowns of real stories from the books and stuff and watching animated movies of Halo and all that, watching the Halo TV show, never watched season 2 because, well, season 1 was just, it was fine, but it was like, this don't feel right. But anyway, and it wasn't right. Too much helmet off. And you got to keep that on. You know what I mean? Take the helmet off, they turn your TV off. Cancel. See, this is what happens. Mandalorian showed you this is the way. And y'all thought, nah, we can show you the right way. And you were wrong. Anyway, so what I took away from it was the worst part of Halo is the thing that I hate the most about a lot of Metroid fans, where it's like, oh no, Samus can't do this, Samus can't do that, Samus shouldn't be around people, there shouldn't be no talking, there shouldn't be no other NPCs that aren't just fodder for you to destroy. And I never stood by that. I like the Metroid universe. I like the Metroid lore. I like the Federation. I like the Space Pirates have their thing. I don't like them. I want to see them disintegrated throughout the universe. But you get what I'm saying. I like that enemy, the X, Metroid, all of it. I like all of it. Ridley to Mother Brain to everything. I love it. Ravenbeak was just mind-blowingly cool. Great IP. And I'm glad that the powers that be aren't afraid to be like, yeah, guess what? Well, Samus now plays like this. You want Super Metroid? Go play that. And then Dread plays way better than any other 2D Metroidvania in my book. You know what I'm saying? So it's the best to me. And then you have, the Prime series that was so different from what everybody wanted. Remember, when Prime was coming out, people were shitting on that game. Like, oh, it's first person, this ain't Metroid, da 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 da. I think by the time they got to Magmor Caverns and they heard that, yeah, they changed their whole narrative. You know what I mean? Shit just switched up real quick. And rightfully so. Because you saw what you wanted to see. You saw that the people who were making this game loved the IP the same way that you did, and what you were playing was 100% respectful of what came before. And, well, the rest is history with that. I wish the history was a lot more sales, but still, the rest is history, and then we'll go on to make a lot more entries in the Prime series, and now we're anticipating an incredibly beautiful-looking, new entry in that series. But even to this day, the Metroid series has this thing where its audience, or at least a giant chunk of it, is so stuck in nostalgia where they just can't accept new things. They gotta, anything that's new, they gotta attack, and it's not the IP, it's not Metroid. And look, Zelda has it a little bit. The thing is that Zelda's audience really was built with Breath of the Wild. Before that, Zelda's high was 8 million sales. Now its high is 30 million, 21 million with the last entry. You know what I'm saying? Their 2D entries is selling 5, 6, 4 million, you know what I'm saying, sales and all that. And yeah, something like the old mainline 3D, even though those are the mainline games too. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, selling like those were back then. So the people were like, oh yeah, Ocarina of Time is real Zelda. It's not as loud. When now you got all these new members of the fan base who love what's now. This is Zelda to them. And that's great. That's what Halo needs. Because Doom has done that. Eternal was a massive success. And I'm sure that this game is going to be a massive success. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the summer you're going to hear, oh yeah, this game already done past 10 million sales. And I'm like, yeah, it makes perfect sense to me. Because it's a legendary IP, it's a love IP, and they're not afraid to respect the people who loved the IP before, but also surprise the people who love the IP now and want to see something new, experience something new, and don't just want another Ancient Gods, basically, add-on. Because that's what it would have felt like if it would have just been the same old Eternal, but just new levels. Like, they made something completely new. This doesn't feel like DLC. It doesn't feel like the previous game. It respects everything that came before, but it's new. It's its own thing. I look at this and I say, this game has balls written all over it. And that's something that Halo needs. Because Halo feels like it has no balls. Like, they are prisoners to their small audience. And you might be like, oh, their audience is big. No, it's not. It's not a Fortnite audience. It's not a Call of Duty audience. It's not a Zelda audience. You get what I'm saying? And it's not a Doom audience. Hell, it's not a Gears of War audience. Like, Halo has failed a lot. And the reason why it's fallen so much is because, oh, the multiplayer got to be red versus... No. Red versus blue is whack. It should be a bunch of goddamn Spartans or regular, Marines versus different aliens from throughout the IP. You get what I'm saying? And that's interesting. You can sell stuff like that. You can sell, okay, on this side, we can sell villains. On this side, we can sell good guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can actually have other IPs come into the IP and, oh, no, everything don't need to be Fortnite. Cool, then you asking for no success. I'm not saying it needs to be flooded with IP, but, this red versus blue is boring. It's not even about IP. That has been boring from day one to me. And I get that red versus blue spinned off into this whole meme culture and became a whole show and everything. I understand the past is in the past. You get what I'm saying? And once I saw that combat evolve and the new graphics and them doing this in between, but also respecting the old, which I thought the Infinite, art style was, beautiful. Obviously, it still needed some work in certain aspects, but like character model, Master Chief, it respected the old and the new. Now they went even further, leaning into the old, and I'm like, cool. That's gonna end up being a real game that's gonna launch on everything to reboot the series. But if like you're remaking that game, beat for beat, that game sucks. Going through those corridors 1,000 times. Yeah, the first time was fine. But I was like, yeah, I'll never play Halo 1 again because of this. You better remake that whole shit. Like, it should just be the story beats, but the actual game, it's a brand new game. Reintroduce Halo to the masses. In the same way that Doom was reintroduced, in the same way that Samus was reintroduced in 2D and 3D. Change the game with balls, bro, to do it. Have some cojones. Don't care about what came before and pandering to the people. It's like, hey, gotta be the thing that it was when I was playing in college. I rant about this because, Halo is incredible. And the worst thing that you could do in the gaming space is just continue to do the same shit over and over and over again. Look, in Fortnite, we just was running around without being able to climb ledges. You weren't able to run faster, slide, none of that. They added all that stuff. But it's not just that. Every goddamn time the game changes. Every season they'll go from, all right, now you got this regular jetpack, super slow, you can only use it a little bit. All right, now you full-blown Iron Man. Now you got planes. Now you got helicopters only. Now you got Star Wars ships that control completely different from anything that was a flying vehicle in the past. Gameplay continues to change. That's why people wonder, why do people keep playing this? Because we're not on Fortnite 1, we're like on Fortnite 5 right now, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. You know what I'm saying? And it changes. It doesn't just... There's people who, oh, we want that old thing back. We want that old thing back. Cool. Then enjoy the old tunes. OG. That's for you. And now they run in two different, well, there's multiple games in there, but now they're running two different versions of the mainline thing. You got the OG there for the people who want to be stuck in nostalgia, and then you got the new stuff. And the new stuff numbers is always higher than the old shit. That's my point. You want to sell Halo to the same 10 million, you continue to sell Halo to the same 10 million. Or you make a brand new game, a brand new experience that actually challenge first-person experiences in general and turns the whole thing in its head. The thing that made Combat Evolve special was that it was special. It felt like it was one of one. It wasn't Quake. It wasn't Doom. It wasn't Counter-Strike. It wasn't GoldenEye and Perfect Dark. It was Halo. It wasn't Red Faction. It wasn't the 007 games from EA. It was Halo. It wasn't Metroid Prime. It was Halo. And somewhere along the lines, they thought that was enough. It's not. It has to continue to be Mario, but Cappy needs to show up. Yeah, we had to go through Flood to get to Odyssey. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to try in order to push the thing forward. Look, Halo 5, I always said Halo 5 had the illest gameplay because you had the dashing and everything. When the dashing was removed from Doom in the Dark Ages, I was scared. But the dashing don't matter when you move so fast side to side now compared to, I feel like, the previous game. Maybe you don't, but it feels like that. But not only that, when I can literally dash into a group of enemies from around the block, basically, from the other side of the level, go woof, all the way across and bam. What do you need a dash for? You got it. They changed the dash. They actually made it an attack now, not just a defense mechanism. You see what I'm saying? They took what was there and leveled it up. Look, Halo 5 had the dashing and all that. I love that. When you came over an enemy, you could press a button and then you could do the super punch into the ground. I felt cool because you had the jetpack on your back. I was like, what is this suit for if you just a regular dude? They actually made the Spartan feel like a Spartan. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you had the actual sneaking up on enemies and doing those cool third person animations to kill them and everything, like glory kill style things. And it's like, that was awesome. They stripped all of that away to try to pander to this audience, and then it's like you got Infinite. And I knew doing that wasn't the way to go. You had to build on 5, because 5 was fire. And 5 multiplayer to me was still the best in the series. To me, it's the best in the series. From the Forerunner weapons and all that, I liked it a lot. I liked the look of that game. The levels were mad cool. I enjoyed that game a lot. And I thought Infinite was fun too. But yeah, 5 just felt in many ways newer than Infinite. Like, yeah, it was cool to have the hook shot, you know what I'm saying? But you had it at all times in single player, not in multiplayer. You know, it's like, listen, they just have to do what Doom does. Do what all the IPs that are legendary from the past, if you look at them now, the ones that are still here and alive, well, and kicking, they're completely different from what they used to be, but still very much respect who they used to be. You get what I'm saying? Without pandering and staying stifled. And Halo feels so stifled. So I'm like, I hope with this Combat Evolve remake, whatever they do, I hope they remake everything and say, look, we're Halo Studios. We're not Bungie. We're not 343. This is not your Halo of the past. You want that? The Master Chief Collection is right there, and it'll always be there. It's always been there. You want to play that old thing? Play that old thing. But now this is Halo for a brand new audience. We're introducing brand new people across brand new platforms and everything, right? This is a fucking proper boot to Halo on everything. Switch 2 at the same time as PlayStation 5, at the same time as it will be launching on Xbox, Switches, PC, and everything. You know what I'm saying? So everybody can play together the multiplayer. Everybody can play together the single player. So if you got a friend with a Switch 2, a friend with a PlayStation 5, and a friend with a Series X, and a friend with a PC, y'all can still all play the shit together. Halo is here. Officially, brand new. And now the game, when they grab the controller, needs to feel cooler than all the shit that they previously played. It needs to feel better than the upcoming Marathon. But it needs to also feel as new and fresh and cool as a Doom the Dark Ages. But at the same time, respect everything that Halo is without feeling like, oh yeah, it's just the same old Halo thing. The same old thing. Like, it's okay to change. The cars don't gotta feel stupid and doofy and be bouncing around with the physics system. I'm not saying remove physics system from the vehicle, but it don't have to feel like that old shit rolling around 1,000 times. It's okay to bring it and make it more real and gritty and grounded, but also understand that you are an out of this world IP that can have different weapons, different mechanics, and all this stuff. Don't be scared to make the demon. You know what I mean? Master Chief feel like what he is, what he looks like. It's nothing worse. You know, for years, seeing these cinematics in Metroid games and these games when games couldn't do it in gameplay. So the cinematics was always cooler. You know, I'll bring up something like a Twin Snakes, Metal Gear Solid. Maybe they went too cool with that one, but Snake was doing shit that he wasn't doing. His punches in the game was do it. But in the cinematics, this dude was flipping out of ocelot shots in the most John Woo cool fashion and shit. And it's like, damn, yo, imagine if the game played like that. And now you got games like Nier Automata and Bayonetta and all these games that actually play like the cinematic. They do shit in the gameplay better than the cinematics, right? That's what gaming has become. Like the cinematics in Doom, the Dark Ages is great. The Slayer ain't doing nothing cooler than in gameplay. Actually, when at the beginning of the game, when they see in the Slayer at the end of the first level, and he's in the, funny enough, Doom, Halo Infinite style holographic video feed there. The Slayer, he's like blocking with his sword, aims his shotgun. He looks mad slow, and I'm like, nah, that's not what I was doing while I was down there. I was doing some whole other I was throwing shields, bouncing off walls. I was wailing, you know what I mean? But I'm like, the gameplay is so much cooler than the cinematics now. And that's what Halo needs to find. Halo needs to find its cool factor. And the way you find that is by actually being cool without being handcuffed to what came before. You're Halo. I get it. Those are bracelets that you wear. You know, friend bracelets. This is the shit that makes us us. You know, loyalty to that. I respect it. It's there. But they're not handcuffs. They're not chains. So understand, I'm wearing the friend bracelet, but y'all gotta be my friend too. And understand, like, I'm doing this because we believe that this is the best foot forward for this IP. This is the best thing. And trust in what you make and play your shit. Have fun with it and be like, yeah, that's it. Not, oh yeah, it gotta be this. How can we make it feel just like the old game? Like, if you're doing that, bro, it's like, then just honestly remaster Halo 1 to the T exactly like that, and just add DLC story to that and DLC multiplayer for that, and just, that's the IP. That is what it is. It's Halo Combat Evolve. That's it. Think of that like Fortnite, and it'll never change. It'll just be that. Granted, Fortnite changes. Halo, it changes. It got a new stage here, new stage, but the game is just that Combat Evolved Forever, and the fan base could be in that happy, miserable state. And I say happy, miserable state because I know that there's a group of fans who'll be like, "Yeah, that's perfect," and it's like, "Cool, great," but the majority, they're not gonna be there. They're gonna be out. You need to build a new audience, and Doom built a new audience. Yeah, I played Doom back in the day. You know what I mean? And then I fell off. I never played Doom 3 on the Xbox One. And I got it now, and I still haven't played it. You know what I'm saying? I should actually play it because I know it's different, and that's cool that it's a different experience from everything else out there. But I never got around to playing that game, right? I know it was compared a lot to like the Chronicles of Riddick game and stuff like that, which I never played that game. You know, people are like, yo, you're right, you should get on those. But nah, listen, Doom has evolved through its evolution. Doom had a bad movie like Mario and everything. You know what I mean? Hopefully Doom could get its movie thing together and they can actually get something together that's actually epic and cool. You know what I'm saying? And do like this quick raid like, a John Wick style, straight to the point. You watching this shit to see the most illest, brutalist movie you can see. CGI heavy, 90 minutes of straight slaying. The point of the story is the point of the story. Point A to point B. Stop the goddamn that gate that's open right there from releasing Hell's Demons and just go. You know what I mean? And make a feature film that's just actually a great action stunt movie that can win, an Oscar for stunt coronation since they're going to be giving those out now in the future. You know what I mean? Like, Doom, man, it's just so good. And I love when I play an old IP that I love and it does something where I'm like, I don't know if this is going to be it. I don't know. And then it's like, it's not only it exceeded your expectations. It made you happy as a gamer where you feel like, damn, video games can still surprise me in a way that I like this gameplay here. I'm not going to say it's exactly like the first time I played Mario 64. Nothing will compare to that. Going from that 2D to 3D and feeling that experience. But, damn, it kind of gives those vibes to me where it's like, man, they really took this game, this IP that I love, and I still find the keys, and I see all the enemies that I love and everything, but it's just so much cooler, so much new, and I feel new. I feel fresh. This is not the same gameplay from the previous game. It's special. It's special. It's absolutely incredible. Now, keep in mind that this wasn't even a full review of the full game. This is just how I'm feeling up until the 9th level. There's 22 of them from what I can see in the game, and I just got up to the 9th, played through it. Multiple difficulties, and absolutely love the game. Absolutely love it. I think it's perfect so far. It is absolutely incredible. I can't wait to get back to it. And I ain't mean to make this into a bash Halo. It's not what I'm doing. I'm not bashing Halo. I know a lot of Halo fans can't hear criticism. I get it. There's Metroid fans, there's other fans who can't hear criticism either. You say anything that doesn't float their, very rigid, nostalgic narrative, an idea of what the IP is supposed to be, and they, lash out, get mad. That's fine. I don't care about all that because time and time again, it's been proven. You can't stick to the past. You got to actually evolve from what came before and do something completely different while also still trying to provide that thing that you did that made them like you in the first place. It's a balancing act, and it's not something that's, easy, right? It's easier said than done, but it's something that needs to get done for Halo. If not, then, well, the series is going to be done. And then it'll actually be wearing the Halo. Bars.